Welcome into Sportsmemo's betting podcast, NFL Every Game on the Board with our first guest, Minty Bets. Minty, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Drew.
Always good to have you, Minty. And we got first game up, 251, 252, the rotation number here, 1 o'clock Eastern. That's 10 o'clock Pacific, Minty. Kansas City at Tennessee. We got the Chiefs laying 6 on the road, 49.5 the total in Nashville.
Well, I don't know how to feel about this game. I know Patrick Mahomes is back. I think the Chiefs are a more explosive team here. If the Titans want to win this game, I think they just need to use Derrick Henry as much as they can and just run the ball because the Chiefs have a horrible run defense, allowing 139.6 rushing yards per game, which is 4th worst in the league, by the way. The Titans also have a good defense, allowing 18 points per game, but I'm just concerned how they're going to hold up against guys like Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Damian Williams, LaShawn McCoy, and Travis Kelce is a beast of a tight end. So I'm like ping-ponging back here because I see that Kansas City is a good team, but the Titans also have some noteworthy stats here too. So I actually might lean Kansas City -6, but I don't know if I'll be taking it. And I want to lean the over in this one too because the Chiefs are 6-3 over under this season and they're averaging 28 points per game. But the Titans have hit the under 5 of their last 9, averaging only 18 points per game. So maybe I won't play the total, but I'm leaning towards Kansas City here.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring up the total, Minty. I mean, with the Pat Mahomes news, we've seen it opened 3.5 up to as high as 6 now on the Chiefs. But the total's only moved 1 point.
Yeah, that's weird. So, yeah, I saw that too. So, no total play for me.
Okay, I was leaning towards the over here, and it's also
really
interesting. Well, yeah, just because Pat Mahomes, I would think would help them out offensively. Although, how healthy is he? Dislocated knee. He's back pretty quick.
Right. That is pretty quick. I thought he'd be out a lot longer.
Minty, we got next game up here, 253, 254 Buffalo at Cleveland. We got the Browns -2.5 or -3, depending where you're shopping. 40 being the total, Minty.
Yes. Okay. I'm actually excited about this game. The Bills are 5-3 against the spread, 3-0 on the road, while the Browns are 2-6 against the spread and 0-3 at home. People say the Bills have won 6 of their last 8 because they've played against, or they haven't played against good teams, but they're still not really playing against a good team this week. I feel like money comes in for the Browns week after week, and they're just nothing but a disappointment. They haven't been able to get it right so far, so I don't see why this week is any different just because Kareem Hunt is making his debut. Cleveland's 3rd worst in the league against the run, and Buffalo is 9th in rush play percentage. The Browns' offense, they consist of really talented players for sure, but Buffalo's defense, they haven't allowed more than 2 passing touchdowns per game in 12 straight games. So the Browns could very well win this if they get all the parts moving correctly and consistently. But until they do that, I'm taking the points with the Bills and fading Freddie Kitchens.
I'm with you, Minty. I'm doing
good.
And because I'm fading Baker Mayfield as well. I just don't think that his skill set sets up that good. From college, it was great. Obviously, what he was able to do. And then now in the NFL, I just don't think he's as good of an athlete as a lot of people think he is and can make plays happen. So I like the points here with the Bills as well, Minty.
Right. I agree with you on Baker Mayfield. It's so different coming from being such a great college player and then coming to the NFL. As we see every week, college is just such a different game than NFL. So I agree. I think he's just not really living up to the hype, unfortunately.
Good stuff. Minty agreeing here on the Bills plus the points. You can get it at +3 at most shops as we're speaking. This is Friday. Happy Friday out there. She's Minty Bets. Follow her on Twitter at Minty Bets. A mainstay here on the Sportsmemo NFL Every Game on the Board podcast. And we do have a special coupon code with Minty. Just the word Minty, MINTY, at checkout for sportsmemo.com this weekend only until Sunday night. It's 50% off anything on the website. That's 50% off, half off, using the coupon code Minty, MINTY, at checkout, sportsmemo.com. Good until Sunday night. Minty, we got next game up here, Arizona at Tampa Bay. Bucks laying 4.5 in Raymond James. 52 the total, Minty.
Yes. So, oh my goodness, these two teams they were so close to winning last week. The Cardinals almost beat the Niners and easily cover that 10.5 point spread, which, by the way, Drew, you and I were at dinner with the rest of the Wager Talk crew when this Niners Cardinals game was on. And I whispered to you, I was like, I took the Niners -10 and I took them at -17. I was an idiot, okay? Like, I lost. Thank goodness I didn't give that out on Twitter or anything because I saved some people some money if they tailed me. So, yeah, the Bucs also were blowing out Seattle that first half, and then Seattle came through with a win in OT. But I said it last week on this show that if Jameis didn't commit any turnovers, then the game would be close, and the Bucs were going to fight hard, as they always do, and they did. Jameis only fumbled the ball once and had 0 interceptions. The Cardinals are a low-scoring offensive team, and they're going up against Tampa Bay's highly ranked rushing defense. But I have to mention that the Bucs, although with a great rushing defense, they rank third in most passing touchdowns allowed at 19 this season. And they have the league's second worst passing defense, which correlates to them ranking second in allowed points per game. Cardinals also have an awful passing defense, allowing their opposing quarterbacks to complete 71.7% of their passes. So I would take the over 52 or 52.5 in this game. I gave out the Bucs Seahawks game last week on the Wager Talk Instagram and my Twitter for first half over and full game over, and it hit. So I'm riding with the Bucs over here, and I expect to see the ball in the hands of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans a whole lot. If I had to lean aside, I actually would lean the Cardinals for the points. They're 3-1 against the spread on the road, and Cliff Kingsbury has really stepped it up, in my opinion.
Yeah, great stats there, Minty. Love the stats. And you're right, 6 straight overs for Tampa Bay. So, heck, if it's not broken, don't fix it in sports betting, right? This Tampa Bay over train. Good stuff there, Minty. On the Arizona-Tampa Bay game, leaning towards the over, seeing it at 52 right now. Interested, even as low as 51.5 at some shops. Interested to see the move towards the under, about a point there. We got the battle for New York up next, Minty. New York Giants at the New York Jets in MetLife. I guess the Giants are technically the away team. Not sure how much to put into home away in how that moves in with them both calling it home field here. But -3, -2.5, either way you want to look at it, that's the Giants laying on the road, quote unquote. 44.5 the total, Minty.
Okay, I don't know where to start. So the Jets are the only team that's lost to the Dolphins. They're the only team in the league also with less than 10 offensive touchdowns. Sam Darnold has thrown 9 interceptions and has been sacked 14 times in just his last 4 games. Le'Veon Bell hurt his knee, but I'm hearing that he'll play through it, so I guess it must not be that serious. Things are ugly for them for sure, but the Giants, Daniel Jones has at least 1 touchdown pass per game. Super cool. Saquon Barkley didn't even break 30 rushing yards last week against Dallas, but they did look pretty good that first half. My concern is if Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram are going to be playing for the Giants, because if they are, then I would confidently back up the Giants at -2 and the hook. I think that's a great number for them. But if they're not, then I don't think Saquon is going to carry this team to win alone. So I don't like this game at all. I think offensively they're both really ugly. So I'm leaning the under, I think 44.5 or so. But this one's just a no play for me.
All right. Leaning towards the under 44.5 there in the battle for New York Giants versus the Jets. We got one game left on this segment, guys. Then we're going to throw it over to Robbie Vino to finish off the NFL Every Game on the Board podcast. We got the podcast coupon code here for this segment, Minty. That's MINTY at checkout, sportsmemo.com. Coupon code Minty at checkout. Anything on the website, 50% off with any handicapper at sportsmemo.com. Coupon code Minty at checkout. Minty, we got last game up, one that I know you have an interest in. Atlanta at the New Orleans Saints. Looks like the Saints -13 in the hook or -14. 51 the total in the Big Easy.
Yes. So like 2 days ago, I saw that the Saints were -12.5. So it moved up a little bit. This one's easy. And I'm not saying this because I'm a Saints fan, because my first appearance on the show, I spoke very highly of the Falcons because I think they have very talented players. But I think the Saints will win this game, period. Will they win and cover? New Orleans has the best pass protection in the league. They've only allowed 12 sacks this season. They're not letting anything happen to Drew or his newly constructed thumb, and neither am I, because if I was at the game, I would just jump right off the stands and protect him at all costs. But I wouldn't be too worried about Atlanta's pass rush because they've only recorded 7 quarterback takedowns. We're going to see Alvin Kamara back this week. And even if he can't take a heavy workload coming off his injury, Latavius Murray has been a great substitute. And he's, in fact, has more yards per carry than Alvin Kamara does. Drew is healthy again. The Saints are 6-0 against the spread their last 6 games, while the Falcons have given up on Dan Quinn. They gave Mohamed Sanu to the Patriots, and they're 0-5 against the spread on the road. Did I learn my lesson from losing my bets because of betting double-digit dogs or double-digit favorites in the prior weeks? Yes. Would I lay the 13.5 points, 2 touchdowns with the Saints? Probably, because I am just like riding the Saints. As long as they're good, I'm just going to keep betting on the Saints. I don't know if I would recommend it, but I'm probably betting the minus 13.5.
Oh, with Who That Nation. All right, Minty.
I know.
Hey, we do have a question here from Twitter. Wanted to throw it out there. Shout out to HL Picks on Twitter. Minty, is the NFL your best sport? And I guess NFL, is that your best sport? Also, what other sports would you rank right behind it?
Yes, NFL is my best sport knowledge-wise, and it's my favorite sport to bet. And I think that's the one I'm best at. Also, baseball. Baseball is a sport that I didn't know that I enjoyed watching or knew that I was pretty good at betting baseball. So when it's baseball season, hit me up.
All right, NFL, then maybe baseball, number 2.
Yeah.
All right, she's Minty Betts. Follow her on Twitter at Minty Betts. Coupon code Minty, Minty, 50% off of sportsmemo.com. Anything on the site good until Sunday night. Minty, thank you for the time. Is there anything else you wanted to throw out there before we shut this down?
No, thank you everybody for watching and listening and for all the great comments that I just read on YouTube this morning. So thank you for that.
All right. She's Minty Betts. Follow her on Twitter at Minty Betts. Guys, we'll be right back with Robbie Vino finishing off the NFL Every Game on the Board podcast.